G'day guys, Chris here from Job App TV with another episode, episode 20, strategies you can use before you hang up the phone with your job hunting. I see too many people hang up the phone and not getting anything out of their calls to employers, you know, cold calls or sales calls. This obviously is a great way to build networks and to make contact with your future employers and make a good impression. What I want to come across with you is a few strategies you can use in your day-to-day activities when you're making these phone calls. Think before you hang up the phone or think before you make the phone call and put these strategies in place. Obviously, it goes without saying you need to speak to a manager or someone in charge. You need to speak to the proprietor, the CEO, the recruitment manager, whoever it is that is in charge of the hiring decisions in the company that you want to work for. Now, a good way of doing this is to, in your spiel, is to say, can I speak to someone who looks after the hiring in your company or in your business? And they should put you on to that person straight away. If they don't, it's worth saying, is there a time that I can call back to speak to that person so I can speak to them about applying for a job at your organisation or an expression of interest of a job at your organisation. And you should definitely follow up that and make sure you call back at that time. So that's first thing, strategy, get in touch with the manager or get in touch with the person who hires. Second strategy is once you get in touch with the person that looks after the hiring, is ask them, is there some information that I can send you that can, where you can get back to me for future reference? So, for example, you get onto the manager and you say, look, I'm just inquiring about applying for an admin position with your company. Do you have any roles going at the moment? The person on the other end says, no, we don't have any roles going at the moment. In which case you would say, before you hang up the phone, can I send you some information with my resume pack and my cover letter that details my experience and qualifications for future reference? And the person is most likely going to go, yep, not a problem. And this is good for when, someone becomes, overtly sick for a number of weeks or a number of months, or decides to go overseas for 6 months, or decides to resign. And in which case this would be a good opportunity for you because the boss or the business will call you and say, look, there's an opportunity at this company. Would you like to come in for a chat? This has happened quite a few times in my recruitment career. So there's that. Make sure you send information through if it's okay to do so. Thirdly, if the person is quite friendly and open to you, you can generally tell their demeanour or their tone of voice over the phone. Quite often when I'm on these phone calls for myself or for other people, you can hear them say, look, I really do wish you all the best. In which case you would say, can I ask you some advice around my experience and qualifications and whether they match the industry standards? So what you're looking to get out of here is whether you match with what employers are asking for in the marketplace. And this is important because you may be shooting too high. You may be shooting for, a role with, an X role, and you're really suited for a Y role, and you don't know that. So what you have to make sure, if the opportunity arises, is ask, look, could you give me any advice around my experience and qualifications to whether they match what you could be looking for, or match what employers like yourself could be looking for. So that's something that, you know, you can, they may say, yep, you have everything, but I would recommend you do this course to better yourself. In which case, that's viable information that you can use to better yourself and to make you more competitive in the marketplace as well. The other thing before you hang up the phone, and again, another question to ask if the person is quite friendly and open with you, is before you hang up the phone, you say, is there any businesses in your area or that you know of that could be hiring or wanting to hire someone like myself? So this is a referral type of question. And a lot of businesses that you speak to know other businesses. So they do business with other businesses. They know suppliers for themselves. And just generally, they know other people within their family or friend networks. So ask, do you know of anyone that could be looking to hire someone like myself in the future? And again, this is a good strategy. It's come with quite a good success rate of asking that question, because there's nothing better than a good referral. Now, you know, a mechanic called Mike might know the mechanic down the road called Jim, and you know, say, look, Mike might say, look, I know Jim around the corner. He's looking. It may be worth you popping your head in there, and tell him that I sent you. Now that is awesome, because it gives you a foot in the door, and it gives you a leg in, an opportunity to go and speak to that person and say, look, I just spoke to X person and they've recommended you, and they've said that you may be looking for a mechanic. Is there any opportunity that there may be some work in the future? So, and that leads to other things. So, you know, you need to start planting these seeds, and it's never easy to do this type of strategies. You know, cold calling employers and going in to see businesses, you know, offhand. But it does come down to your approach and how successful. And if you implement some of these strategies, it can make you even more successful. So again, I hate it when people, you know, waste their time by picking up the phone and saying, look, hi, I'm Chris, I'm looking for an admin job or an aged care job or whatever job it may be. And they say, look, we're not hiring at the moment, bye. And just you just kind of say, okay, no problem, bye, and you hang up the phone. You have to ask more probing questions. Now, that's not to say that if the person just completely doesn't want to speak to you, that's fine. You're going to get those type of people. But, you know, before you hang up the phone, try it. Try asking if there's some information that you can send them through email, and most of it is fairly harmless, and you know, they can keep it on for future reference, and you never know what could come out of that approach. So it's worked very good for my clients, it's worked very good for me in the past, and I've got quite a number of good solid leads, job leads out of that approach. So there's 4 areas that you can use. Make sure you speak to a manager. Make sure you're sending some information through, your resume and cover letter. If the person is happy to speak further with you, ask for advice around your career and advice around your qualifications, and also, fourthly, ask for referrals. This is Chris from Job App TV, episode number 20. Thanks for watching, and don't forget that subscribe button up the top. I love all my subscribers. Thanks very much for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye.